Oh, good evening and welcome to FriendsQuarters Network News, the only independent news network that gets its funding from crowdsourcing other people's lines of credit. Just kidding, we don't have any funding. We're broadcasting live from our offices on Hastings Street, so no, it's not bad lighting behind me. The rats have chewed through the cables again. Do not touch the lamps. Our first story tonight comes to us courtesy of the Mexican cartel. See, they do things for their community in more ways than one. El Mencho was taken down by Mexican authorities last week, leading to firebombs across Jalisco state, and one local captured the Costco on fire. We have absolutely no exclusive footage and probably no rights to even show you this, but here's the video that my friend sent me on Facebook. And seems like just a typical day at Costco, right? It's hard to find parking there. The weirdest thing about that video, though, it actually had nothing to do with the cartel. It just coincided with the day that they raised the prices on their hot dogs. But Costco hot dogs really are the cocaine of the common man, aren't they? Just like cocaine. And what's a good bender without a $1 Costco hot log? Hot log, I said, which is very different than a hot dog. The UN has declared that Epstein's crimes could amount to what is considered crimes against humanity, which is odd because I was convinced they were crimes against children. I mean, I certainly never got an invite to the island. You know who did, though? Prince Andrew, and he was arrested last week. Not for his obvious, documented, and weirdly over-photographed relationship with Epstein and the victims, but for something much more evil in the eyes of the UK government. Admitting it. Just like every other famous pedophile, it really only counts if you say it out loud and your weekly children's program stops being profitable. On that note, maybe some local news will cheer us up here. Vancouver Mayor Ken Sim says ICE will not be welcome at this year's FIFA World Cup. Local ski and snowboard enthusiasts were not happy with the decision, calling this a no-shred city. On Sunday morning, you probably noticed bars were allowed to open at 5 a.m. and serve alcohol for the gold medal hockey game. So to me, this just proves that our laws are literally in place so the Point Grey residents don't have to put up with me drunkenly singing Piano Man during the sunrise. So seriously, it is pretty funny how we can just change a rule simply because of a hockey game, and yet the amount of red tape that it's taken for us to be able to have a beer in a park is ridiculous. You know, you would think at this point in Ebby's tenure, he would want 24-hour bars to help pay off the debt. Just jokes, folks. We're all friends here at the FriendsQuarters Network News. And just so you know, the views expressed in the preceding program do not necessarily reflect those of FriendsQuarters or any of the individuals involved in the show for that matter. The jokes are about just being funny. And if it seems like there's a lack of empathy being expressed or something that you find intolerant, I'd say touch some grass, because if you can't find the humor in situations that are often not funny, then you're not funny. So maybe just take a second and learn to laugh, or go do something else with your time rather than get upset about something that someone said. But if you are upset, we're not responsible for that because of this disclaimer, and that's officially, legally, contractually binding. That's how these things work. A lawyer told me. You wouldn't know her if she goes to a different law firm. But thanks for joining us for this week's edition of the FriendsQuarters Network Monday Update. We news it. Now you news it too.